Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Curious Kingdom. Today we are recapping Netflix fantasy series The Witcher. The Witcher series on Netflix revolves around the adventures of Geralt of Rivia, a witcher who possesses extraordinary abilities. Witchers were once ordinary humans who underwent brutal conditioning and experimentation to become exceptional monster hunters. These enhanced individuals have heightened senses, speed, and strength, as well as the ability to perform minor magical spells called signs. In the first season, Geralt, accompanied by his loyal horse Roach, travels across the continent, utilizing his Witcher skills to take on various bounties and quests. Along the way, he encounters notable characters, including the sorceress Triss and the bard Jaskier, who annoyingly joins Geralt on several quests and even writes a song about him. During a feast for Princess Pavetta, the daughter of Queen Calanthe of Cintra, Geralt and his companion Jaskier find themselves in a complicated situation. A cursed knight named Dunny arrives, seeking Pavetta's hand in marriage. Despite Pavetta's love for him, Queen Calanthe rejects Dunny due to his lowly status and cursed appearance, resembling a hedgehog. When a heated conflict breaks out and Pavetta unleashes her magical powers in anger, Geralt intervenes to defuse the situation. Reluctantly, Queen Calanthe agrees to allow Pavetta and Dunny to wed. As a token of gratitude, Dunny offers Geralt the Law of Surprise, a custom where Geralt will receive something of value owned by Dunny but unknown to him. It is then revealed that Pavetta is pregnant with Dunny's child, who will be named Ciri. This revelation binds Ciri's destiny with Geralt's, whether he desires it or not. Geralt departs from Cintra, assuring the royal family that he wants no involvement in claiming the new princess, and continues his journey as a witcher. Meanwhile, the first season also delves into the story of Yennefer, a young woman burdened with physical deformities and ostracized by her village and family. Her father sells her to the mage Tissaia de Vries, who brings Yennefer to Aretuza, a school for training mages. As Yennefer's magical abilities grow, so does her self-confidence, and she secretly engages in a love affair with the sorcerer Istrid. On graduation day, the newly trained mages are assigned to different kingdoms to serve as advisors to their rulers. However, Yennefer is unexpectedly assigned to Nilfgaard instead of her homeland, Edirne. Refusing to participate in the initiation, she discovers that her assignment to Nilfgaard is due to her quarter-elf heritage, a secret she had only shared with Istrid. The kingdom has a history of persecuting and nearly exterminating the elves, driving them to the brink of extinction. In a confrontation with Istrid about his betrayal, he confesses to informing the cunning mage Stregobor about Yennefer's elf heritage. Stregobor, in turn, convinced the mage's council to assign Yennefer to Nilfgaard. Though Istrid promises to make amends, it proves too late as Yennefer misses her initiation. Seeking a solution, Yennefer visits the enchanter who, through magic, grants her beauty but at the cost of her ability to bear children. Transformed and renewed, Yennefer disrupts the Aretusan ball and enchants the king of Edirne, persuading him to accept her as his mage. Consequently, Tissaia sends Fringilla, another mage, to Nilfgaard instead. As the years pass, Yennefer carries out her duties as a mage but becomes embittered by the loss of her fertility. Desperate to find a way to have a child, she crosses paths with Geralt and Jaskier. When they encounter a djinn, a genie-like creature capable of granting 3 wishes, Yennefer interferes and seeks the wishes for herself to regain her fertility. Realizing that the djinn would kill Yennefer, Geralt intervenes and secretly makes a wish, causing the djinn to depart. Although Yennefer feels upset, she finds solace in Geralt, and the two embark on a romantic relationship. However, when it is revealed that Geralt's wish binds their fates together, Yennefer questions the authenticity of her feelings and suspects they may be rooted in magic rather than genuine emotion, leading her to leave him. This deeply wounds Geralt, who, in his pain, severs ties with Jaskier and declares he never wants to see him again. Years pass, and Princess Pavetta and Dunny are lost at sea, leaving their teenage daughter, Princess Ciri, under the care of her grandmother, Calanthe. Cintra faces dire political turmoil, and Nilfgaard prepares to invade, fearing for Ciri's life. Geralt returns to Cintra to invoke the Law of Surprise, pleading with Queen Calanthe to allow him to protect the princess. However, Calanthe refuses and has Geralt imprisoned. Soon after, the Nilfgaardian army launches an assault on Cintra, overwhelming the kingdom's defenses. In the midst of the chaos, Geralt escapes his cell. Before succumbing to her injuries, Queen Calanthe urges Ciri to find Geralt. Consequently, the young Ciri flees her home in search of Geralt of Rivia. Pursuing Ciri is the sorceress Fringilla, a commander in the Nilfgaardian army. Along her journey, Ciri befriends a young elf named Dara and encounters the dryad people of Broccolin Forest. Yennefer returns to Aretuza, where the Mage Brotherhood is conducting a vote to decide whether they should intervene in Nilfgaard's invasion. They fear that once Cintra falls, Nilfgaard would target other northern kingdoms. Stregobor, the majority leader, advocates for the Brotherhood to remain neutral. However, Yennefer joins a small faction of mages comprising Tissaia, Triss Merigold, and Vilgefortz, and they set off to Sintra to resist the Nilfgaardian army. Their efforts to repel the invaders seem futile, and Vilgefortz reveals his treacherous nature. Yet, just when hope appears lost, Yennefer taps into her chaotic magic, unleashing a massive blast of fire that incinerates the enemy forces before vanishing mysteriously. As the battle seemingly concludes but the war commences, a wounded Geralt stumbles through the forest and finally encounters Ciri, their intertwined destinies bringing them together. In Season 2 of The Witcher, Geralt takes his new charge, Ciri, to the Witcher fortress Kaer Morhen. There, he reunites with his fellow Witchers, including his mentor Vesemir, and initiates Ciri into the ways of a Witcher to enhance her self-defense skills. This becomes crucial as numerous dangerous monsters begin to emerge. During their training, Geralt discovers that Ciri may have inherited magical abilities from her mother. He invites the sorceress Triss Merigold to Kaer Morhen to provide magical training for Ciri. Geralt also meets Istrid, Yennefer's former lover, who reveals a connection between the rise of new monsters and enigmatic monoliths scattered throughout the world. Meanwhile, Vesemir learns that Ciri possesses Elder Blood, a long-extinct element crucial in creating Witchers. Ciri consents to Vesemir using her blood to produce more Witchers on the condition that she becomes a Witcher herself first. However, when Geralt returns from his meeting with Istrid, he opposes Ciri's transformation into a Witcher. With Triss's assistance, they uncover a prophecy made by Ciri's ancestor, Ithilien, an elf who predicted that a descendant with Elder Blood would bring about the world's end. Worried about Ciri's fate, Geralt takes her from Kaer Morhen to the Temple of Melitiel, hoping she will learn to control her powers and evade the prophecy. During their journey, Geralt and Ciri come under attack by a monster, resulting in the demise of Geralt's loyal horse, Roach. Meanwhile, Yennefer, presumed deceased by her allies, has lost her magical abilities and is captured by Fringilla and the retreating Nilfgaardian forces. It is only a matter of time before both sorceresses are apprehended by a group of elves. Under the leadership of elven sorceress Francesca, the elves see Yennefer and Fringilla as potential aides in their quest to regain power across the continent. The trio seeks the assistance of the enigmatic Deathless Mother, who pledges to grant their deepest desires. Subsequently, Fringilla and Francesca travel to Sintra and establish an alliance between the elves and Nilfgaard, reigniting the war against the northern kingdoms. The Deathless Mother fulfills Francesca's greatest wish, resulting in the birth of the first pure-blooded elf in years. However, Yennefer's distrust of the Deathless Mother prompts her to abandon her companions and return to Erethiza. There, she reunites with Tissaia but faces a trial orchestrated by Stregobor and the Brotherhood, who falsely accuse her of colluding with Nilfgaard. To prove her loyalty, Yennefer is ordered to execute the captive Nilfgaardian soldier, Cahir. Feeling betrayed by her fellow sorcerers, she instead sets Cahir free and goes into hiding. In Yennefer's absence, Tissaia enters into a relationship with Vilgefortz, unaware of his betrayal during the battle against Nilfgaard. Tissaia confides in Vilgefortz about Triss confirming Ciri's possession of Elder Blood. Cahir returns to Sintra, where the alliance between the Nilfgaardians and the elves is already crumbling. Faced with diminishing influence among her fellow Nilfgaardians, Fringilla decides to eliminate several generals and coerce Cahir into supporting her cause alongside Nilfgaardian Emperor Emhyr. In an attempt to bolster her status, following the birth of Francesca's baby, the elves prioritize rebuilding their own people rather than joining Nilfgaard in battle. These actions raise concerns among the Nilfgaardians, as the northern kingdom of Redania, led by King Vesemir and spymaster Dijkstra, plots to reclaim Sintra. Consequently, the Nilfgaardians orchestrate the assassination of Francesca's baby, falsely attributing it to the northern kingdoms. Believing the northern kingdoms to be responsible, Francesca and the elves rejoin the Nilfgaardian cause and launch an attack on Redania. Meanwhile, an enigmatic and malevolent fire mage named Rience receives the task of capturing Ciri. Believing that Geralt may have information about her whereabouts, Rience begins hunting down Geralt's old companion, Jaskier. He also teleports to Kaer Morhen, aiming to steal the Witcher mutagen for his own purposes. Yennefer assists Jaskier in evading Rience, but she is aware that her magic-less state renders her relatively powerless. Feeling desperate, Yennefer returns to the Deathless Mother, who unveils a way for Yennefer to restore her magical abilities by bringing Ciri to a monolith. Unaware that the child she seeks is already under the care of her former lover, Geralt, Yennefer tracks Ciri to the temple. When they reunite, Rience attacks the temple. While Geralt confronts the fire mage and his men, Yennefer grabs Ciri and escapes. Geralt, devastated by Yennefer's betrayal and taking Ciri, seeks Jaskier's aid. The Witcher apologizes to his bard friend for his past mistreatment, and together they hasten to stop Yennefer. Upon learning from Jaskier that Yennefer has lost her magic, Geralt realizes that she is under the influence of the Deathless Mother, an ancient demon named Volthmir that the Witchers had imprisoned millennia ago. As Yennefer and Ciri journey towards the monolith, Their bond strengthens and Yennefer begins to regret exploiting the child to regain her powers. Upon reaching the monolith, Yennefer chooses not to betray Ciri. However, this is precisely when Geralt arrives to confront his former lover. Jaskier escorts Ciri back to Kaer Morhen while Yennefer confronts Volothmer. To their dismay, they discover that the demon has absorbed Francesca's grief, granting it enough power to break free from its imprisonment and possess Ciri. At Kaer Morhen, the possessed Ciri opens a portal and summons monsters from another realm. Geralt, Yennefer, and the Witchers band together to defeat the creatures and save the fortress. Overwhelmed by remorse for her past actions, Yennefer volunteers to sacrifice herself and save Ciri by becoming the new host for the demon. Using her powers, Ciri transports herself, Geralt, and the possessed Yennefer to Volothmer's homeworld. There, the demon releases Yennefer and recreates its original form, joining forces with an army known as the Wild Hunt, who seeks to harness Ciri's elder blood. Ciri, using her teleportation powers, returned to Kaer Morhen to escape their clutches. Yennefer discovers that she has regained her magic and decides to stand alongside Geralt in protecting Ciri. However, it is not just the Wild Hunt that pursues Ciri. The Northern Kingdoms desire her demise as she is the heir to Cintra's throne. The Brotherhood of Sorcerers seeks to eliminate her to prevent an apocalyptic prophecy from coming to fruition. Francesca and the elves aim to capture her to ensure the prophecy unfolds, seeking vengeance against humans. Moreover, the Nilfgaardians, led by Emperor Emhyr, arrive in Cintra, revealing that he is, in fact, Dunny, Ciri's long-lost father, and now a villainous ruler determined to find his daughter. That's all for today, folks. Like, share, and subscribe for more such content. Curious Knight signing off. Stay safe, stay curious.